What is up, fellow travelers? Aaron the Old Man Gamer here, and we are back with some more low sodium game time featuring Dark Souls 3. Today we're picking up at the start of the Road to Sacrifices. Back there is where we met that Outrider Knight and threw firebombs at him until he died. Over this way is new territory, so we're going to be going through here across to the swamp area. Meet our first Corvian right here. And you don't want to let that guy get going because they jump around all over the place and they are very, very vicious and aggressive. So over that way is where we're headed. So we're going to go down this route. Over there is a Corvian storyteller. And the Corvian storytellers are basically wizards or shaman. So they can cast spells at you and stuff. But the worst thing they could do is aggro all the other Corvians in the area. So what's going to happen with them is that he'll aggro them, they'll transform into the thing that this guy was transforming into, and he'll go berserk and attack you from all directions. So we're going to try to get that guy first before we deal with the other two there. There's a second Corvian behind there that we're going to plunge attack and kill, so he doesn't come in and join the other two. This is a Shriving Stone. Shriving Stones are for upgrading. You can basically use it to remove a existing augmentation. Let's see if we can two-hand plunge this guy. Nope, that wasn't any better than the one-hand plunge, so we're just going to keep doing the one-hand and have our shield out, because these guys can get rowdy. Alright, we're going to run over this way and attack the storyteller first, while these other guys are docile. Okay, luckily for us, those guys didn't aggro. So realistically speaking, we could run by them. So we're going to do just that, because there were some good XPs. Well, not XPs, but souls. But at the same time, we don't want to have to do any unnecessary fighting if we don't need to. Because those guys go nuts and it's not pretty. Okay, down this way is a little path. Oh, there's Mildred. Let's take her over this way. Maneater Mildred is a character from Dark Souls 1. Watch that butcher knife she has there. Okay. Got the butcher knife there. Butcher knife is a really nice strength weapon early on. Gotta watch Mildred. That sharpened feature really adds a little extra damage buff to it. It used to allow you to recover hit points, but I think they nerfed that down because too many people were abusing it. It's got a very good strength scaling. I think once it's fully upgraded, you could get it up to an S scaling. So single-handed or double-handed, it's a very efficient weapon. It's much faster, has a similar effect to the Great Machete. Okay, we need our shield out for this other area right here. So we're going to be going down this area here. Oh, hell. We're not about that life. We're going to hide right over here. Let them come to us. So if we're lucky, one of them will be stupid and suicide himself off the... Okay, well, up here's a couple Corvians and a Titanite charge we're going to need. So let's get rid of these guys first. Now, if we really wanted to, we could plunge attack one of these guys over here. We could lure him over with a knife, and then once he gets over here, we can plunge him. But we're not going to do that because it's kind of a waste of resources. Nope, somebody died. Yep. That solves a lot of our problems. We don't have to worry about him anymore. So anyway, we're going to go down this way. So right down there is a little platform we're going to drop down to. Causes us a little damage. We can heal through that. Oh, this guy's going to be shooting his vape juice at us. Okay, down here is a pair of dogs. So what we're going to do is we're going to lure one of them out here. As with all dogs, deflect them off your shield, then swing. There's another one back here. There we go. No damage whatsoever. Yeah, it is a Braille Divine Tome. So when we rescue Irina of Kareem from her cell back near the church that we were at, we will give her that tome and she'll be able to sell us more miracles. So we're not really going to pull her out of there right away. That could have been bad. I never like fighting things on narrow ledges where there's a gravity death waiting to happen. Okay, let's see what else we got down here. Most of these guys have apparently suicided themselves. Let's see, I can hear another one walking around there somewhere. That's that guy. So he's near that bridge. I don't see anybody else around here. Yeah, that's... I like to know what I'm getting into before I jump in. So he's the only one I could see besides the storyteller. Storyteller's over there. So we're going to jump off here and try to take out the storyteller before he aggroes that other dude. And stay away from that edge if you can. Because if you have a weapon that has a strong forward swing, you could actually end up walking yourself off the edge of that cliff there, and that's gravity death right there. So we got us an Ember. There's this guy over here. We're trying to take him out before he transforms. Okay, making progress here. That was good. So now we're heading off this way. There's a bonfire right ahead. I'll light this bonfire. Talk to these folks over here. So rest a bit. Store our weapon durability.
Oh, hello. How do you do?
Hi, Anri.
I am Anri of Astora, unkindled like you. This is Horace, a friend and travelling companion. Are you too in search of the Lords of Cinder? We are well along the road of sacrifices. Below us is the Crucifixion Woods. Beyond the flooded woods lies Farron Keep, home of the undead legion. Further yet is the Cathedral of the Deep. We seek the Cathedral, home of the grim Aldritch. We may go our separate ways now, but we are both seekers of lords. The next time we cross paths, one may find the other in a time of need. May the flames guide your way. Oh yes, Horace. He's not very talkative, but don't think ill of him. He's an upstanding, kind-hearted knight, a fine partner for this grueling journey. Without his help, I would have cursed this onerous duty long ago.
Yeah, the thing about Horace is Horace doesn't actually have a tongue, so he doesn't really say anything. He just makes random noises. Okay, he gave us a covenant for the Blue Sentinels. The Blue Sentinels are another covenant similar to the Way of the Blue. They're a subgroup of the Dark Moon Blades, so if you go to increase your covenant affiliation, you go to the same place. I believe you just go to Yorshka, and she will upgrade your covenant status if you give her the Proof of Concord Kept. Very similar to what would happen if you were Dark Moon Blade. So we're going to take this guy and plunge him. This guy's going to attack us. Okay, that was pike. So a weird thing about the pike is the pike actually just looks like a long spear. It doesn't look anything like the tree trunks that they were swinging at us. But what can you say? You know, I would have a hard time dealing with a weapon set that looked like a tree trunk, even though there are some really kind of, you know, primitive-looking weapons like the Guru spears and the Corvian great scythe and stuff like that. But we are going to be heading over this way first. This way is actually a dead end, but we're going to kind of swing around this way over here. There's this guy and a dog in front of that little shiny thing over there. There's a bunch of other guys. So normally the progression path would have been to walk down the path from the bonfire down this way, and then their progression path would be through there. There's another progression path over this way, but this is an area where there would be a shortcut. So what we're going to do is that we're going to drop down. So a little trick here is that normally if you drop down you would take damage, but if you run into this tree over here, you'll fall down and not take any damage at all. Don't ask me why. It's a little trick that I've figured out after playing this area a lot of times. Alright, here's the shroomy boys. That's what I call them anyway. They're actually insects. But they could poison you, so you don't want to mess with them. This guy, on the other hand, is a very dangerous opponent. Technically, they call him a lycanthrope. He doesn't really look like a lycanthrope. Yeah, you got to watch those guys because number one, they move really fast, and number two, they hit really, really hard. So there's another one up ahead. So you want to be careful with him because you go and try to attack that little shroomy boy over there, and the other guy will jump out at you. See, technically you can get up behind him by going around this tree and approaching him from that side, but this area is pretty dangerous because you're dealing with swamp. Let's wake this guy up. Let's take him over here. We were lucky our attacks were able to stun lock the guy so that he couldn't retaliate. Some of these guys are, if you hit them, they don't fall backwards. They don't take the shock. This next guy coming up is a cardinal case of that. He's a Black Knight. So we're going to top our health off here. So Black Knight over here. See, this door right here is a shortcut. It's just a crystal beast and a bunch of other stuff. That leads to Halfway Fortress. There's a bonfire not far away from there. But this door only opens from the other side. So we're not going to be able to use that just yet. So over there is a Black Knight. Better watch out for that dude because he's very, very tough and he hits really, really hard. So we're going to go aggro him and see if we can get a couple backstabs on this guy. Get my stamina back here. Okay, they dropped something good for us today. Oh yeah, Black Knight sword. And a shield too. So let's see, what are we gonna need to be able to use that Black Knight sword? Okay, we need 30 and 18, so we got a ways to go yet before we get there. So we're at 25 strength and 13 dexterity. So this is actually a great sword. So even two-handed, we're not going to be able to use it right away. So we were working towards using this as well. But the Black Knight Greatsword is a really cool weapon. So if you're going to go up against a demon, for example, anything that's considered a demon takes 20% more damage on this thing. So it'll be something to keep in our inventory for later. I'm going to try to upgrade it a little bit so that we can get some good damage, especially later when we get to the the demon princes, or the demon prince and the two the demon in pain, the demon from below. Now this is a coal that allows Anri the blacksmith to infuse more stuff into our weapons, but we're not going to do any infusions just yet. The infusion we want is the Chaos and the Dark infusion. We're not going to be able to get that until much later. We're going to need the Giant's Coal, which is in an Orlando. So that's another thing we'll be working for. So the gems that we're going to need for that stuff is they're a lot further in. So we're not going to be concerned about upgrading this in terms of infusions until much later. But if you want to do, like if you're doing primarily a strength build or quality build, you'll be able to get a heavy gem or a there's another gem for quality build, and those are available much earlier. That one. Hang on a second. Let's get rid of Doggo here. Okay, Doggo's gone. So now we can sit here and chat a little bit without being interrupted, because Doggo is going to see us and run over. But anyway, there's another gem for quality scaling that will boost your stuff. And you could get that off of a knight near the place where we met Emma. So he's a Red Eyes Knight, so he's a lot tougher. So once you kill him, you get that gem. Can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Like I said, I've been using the Japanese version of this game for so long that I forget what some of the names are, because I see the Japanese text and I look at it as from the Japanese perspective, and it's kind of tough to remember what the English names were because I haven't played that version in such a long time. But what we're going to do now, this guy's got a Titanite shard that we're going to want, so we're going to sneak up behind him and take him to Backstab City and take his Titanite. These two guys are going to be moving around over there. They're not going to be back for a second, so we're going to check our inventory really quick. We have 6 Titanites. That's good because we could boost our Claymore up to +3, which is something we want to do. Hey, I know you saw me. Come here. Best way to deal with these guys is let them charge at you. They'll swing at you, and once they're done swinging at you, then you can strike them without worrying about them being able to counter strike you. Hey, guy. Okay, where are we at now? Oh, there's another guy. Hey, buddy. Okay, so this area is practically littered with these swamp people. So we're going to go around this way. There's some shroomy boys over here. Another Titanite. So these shroomy boys aren't really dangerous, but they can poison you. So they emit a toxic cloud. Got another Titanite. So we should have a total of 8 Titanites, which is good, because then we can start messing with other weapon upgrades. Because we're going to want to have other weapon upgrades too, because some weapon types are ineffective against other types of enemies. Let's see. Some more guys down there. There's another dude over here and a dog. So we want to get over this way. Over this way. Employ our doggo strategy of deflect and then swing. Best way to deal with dogs. Deflect and then swing. Deflect and then swing. That way the dogs don't damage you as much as they would if they just jumped on you from out of nowhere. So we're on this way. There's swamp dudes, we can attack them. They'll come after us. Oh, nope. You could come get me, but I'm not going to make it easy for you. Okay, that was a little bit nastier than I wanted it to be, but another pike. Oh, on the plus side, we get to go over here and grab this soul item. We don't have that pesky dog to jump on us when we're going this way. We can walk up here and another bonfire. So let's head on back to Firelink really quick. We'll turn in that coal, and then we will spend some of our souls. See if there's anything else to buy. Oh look, it's Siris. Sirius is another hollow that's running. Well, she's not really a hollow. She's an undead that's walking around this area. We'll talk to her.
You're an unkindled, aren't you?
Well, yes, I am.
I am Siris of the Sunless Realms, former servant of the divinity. Duties we each bear, but one's duty is a solitary affair. I doubt we've much to gain from fraternization. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
Yeah, Cirrus is a bit antisocial at the start, so don't worry about her. We'll deal with her later. We'll help her out once we get to Irithyll.
Well met. 'Tis good to see ye in good health. What needs smithing this day?
Let's see, we got this coal to give you here.
Oh my. This coal is from the undead legion, used to forge the weapons of Farron's Abyss Watchers. A fine prize. I'm honored to be endued with it. Now I'll be equipped to infuse special gems. Praise the gods, eh? Time to put this brawn to use. Pretty be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
Okay, so Grey Rat's still gone. I don't think we have another Estus shard. Let's take a look. No, we don't. A bunch of soul items. Let's see. Oh, we got to upgrade our Claymore. That's what we wanted to do.
Just good. What needs smith?
Okay. Yeah, we want you to upgrade our Claymore to +3. +4, I need 2 large Titanites. I don't have large Titanites yet. They don't expect you to have large Titanites yet.
Careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
So, basically, you're at the boost maximum for this region.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well.
Let's level up here.
Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
Okay, what we're going to do here, we're going to up our strength up a bit. And we have 7,000 more souls, so 764 from 723, or let's see. We're not gonna worry about our FP just yet, so our attunement can stay where it is for now. Stamina, we should probably boost that up at some point. Endurance, I don't know if I need that just yet. I'm gonna see if we can't find an armor suit that we want to wear. Let's see, I could boost you up to 27. Let's see. Or we can go to 14. 230. 231. So we're getting better strength scaling off of this weapon. So let's see. I'm going to go for the hit points just because we're going to go into an area where there's going to be a boss that hits pretty hard. So the Crystal Sage is going to be a beast. So we're coming up on 30 minutes here. So the battle plan for next time, so we've already made it to the bonfire in the swamp, the Crucifixion Woods area. We're going to go around. There's another Estus shard that we can get. There's a couple of the lycanthropes that are there. It's going to be a kind of a tough battle with them, but I think we could take them on one by one, if I remember that region correctly. Then we will make our way over to the... let's see. We're going to go to the Crystal Sages after that, probably. And then, if we have the time, we might swing back and try to light the bonfire where the Farron Swamp is. So, most likely we'll be going through the area where the Crystal Sages are and start down the road towards the Cathedral of the Deep. So, that's going to be the battle plan for next time. So until then, safe travels to you all, and I will catch you again with some more low sodium game time. So take care, guys. I'll see you later.